What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be testing the Vans slip-ons Pop Cush shoes and giving you a skate review on them. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna be testing these shoes on grip, comfort, and durability, and I'm gonna be doing that for park/transition and street skating. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so my rating on these for grip, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 3. These are as grippy as a dirty, wet sheet of Jessup grip tape. I was falling off and sliding, like, maybe a 3 is a little too harsh because it wasn't as bad as I'm going to make it sound, but there were a few times where I was trying to go up the transitions and I just slipped and couldn't land it. So all things considered, I mean, it was only like twice, so I think I'll give them a 6 on grip. Durability, however, I mean, I only skated them a little before I switched to a pair of New Balance 440s, but all things considered, they held up pretty well. But I don't think I can give them a thorough rating on that because I just didn't skate them that long, so I'll give them a solid 7 or 8. And comfort, that's the part that killed me. The soles, they suck. It feels like, it almost feels like a very worn down pair of New Balance Jamie Foys, and like already out of the box, those are not comfortable. And because of how low they are, the ball of your ankle, that thingy, it's exposed. So there were a few times where the board just came flying into the ball of my ankle and it cut it up a little. That was pretty painful, not gonna lie. And there were a few times where I tried to like do sliding tricks and like the top of my foot was exposed to this and it got rubbed. So for comfort, they're getting a 3 out of 10. I mean, I ended up switching to a pair of New Balance 440s, so they were not that good. But I guess next I gotta do street skating. So I found this little flat piece of land here, so I'll probably do a few ollies to warm up and then hit some actual skate spots. I do not like the amount of pebbles that are around here, but let's hit some actual spots. So I've been at this trick for the last hour or so I'll give it a few more tries, and if I can't get it, I'm gonna have to move on to the next spot. I'm gonna have to move on before it gets dark, but hopefully tomorrow if I come back, I'll get that and be able to put in the final cut of the video. Okay, so I'm back from skating. As you can see, my hair's really sweaty, so I'm gonna make this quick so that I can go and get a shower. Man, my tripod's shaking. So, for comfort, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it also wasn't as good as it could be. It wasn't, but like altogether, it wasn't too bad. I mean, the soles were your average soles. They're no New Balance 440 soles. but they get the job done. I'm actually surprised that just like this thin suede, it wasn't too bad. Obviously you got to watch out for things like the side of your foot getting rubbed up against because they're low top. But yeah, so for comfort, I'll give them a solid 6 out of 10. It was not as bad as it was when I was skating transition. For durability, it's a solid 10 out of 10. I skated them for the last week now, and they honestly got more dirty than they did messed up. I mean, the only things that got messed up were here it got slightly grinded down, and the tag got a little messed up. And then for grip, the grip wasn't that bad. It was honestly my ideal grip for street skating, so I'd say solid 8 out of 10. So these are definitely better if you're street skating. If you're transition skating, do not get these, or at least don't get low top. And in all seriousness, why are you getting low top like this if you're a skater anyway? I mean, but if you do, I hope you're a street skater because you're not going to have a fun time with a shoe like these if you're transition. So sorry, Tony Hawk wannabes. This is more for Tommy Guerrero wannabes. But overall, they're not as bad as I thought they would be when I first started skating them, but they're also not my ideal choice. And when it all comes down to it, what's the main reason someone would get these? It's the style, especially if you're into like pop punk, easycore, and emo. I mean, a lot of icons wore shoes like these. Or if you're just like a Vans, like a very big Vans fan, but I do not like Vans that much. I'm more of a New Balance fan, so I'm a little biased. But altogether, they're not the worst, but they're also not the best. If you're like a beginner though, and you just want to look stylish while you're learning some basic tricks, such as me, I would totally recommend. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm a little biased, and take this as you will. Yeah, they're not the worst.